Hey there, wrestling fans. Joe Galley here, and I am still feeling the electricity from episode 1 of NWA Shockwave, and we've got some incredible action right here on episode 2. So thanks for watching us Mondays on Patreon or Tuesdays on YouTube. Let's talk about some of the action you're going to see tonight. It is a battle between two behemoths. A huge fan favorite in Eli Drake takes on the powerhouse Watts. And in our main event, we're talking about the NWA World Women's Championship. Priscilla Kelly looks to etch her name in history, but she'll have to take down NWA World Women's Champion Thunder Rosa to do it. But first, let's kick things off with our women's division. She's sweet but psycho, and from Australia, Simone Cherie. She's taking on the Brick House. Camille, let's go to it.
Gentlemen, you can see these two women stand in such polar opposites to one another.
Yeah, Camille, an absolute powerhouse, the juggernaut of the NWA women's division, and already playing mind games, too, on top of that.
Well, you can dispense with the pleasantries. And, you know, Camille, when she's in there, she's all business, elite athlete, and undefeated inside the squared circle, guys.
Absolutely. Todd, I mean, already super aggressive on the side of Camille. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Face first goes CeCe Chanel. Wow.
Clutching her jaw. You know, in amateur wrestling, you see the snap down, trying to get an opponent to the mat. Well, she did it with absolute authority. I've never seen a snap down used as a devastating offensive move.
But you can see CeCe Chanel is now trying to kind of collect herself a little bit more. She's got a very high threshold for patience, we'll say, but I'm curious to see what will happen if Camille pushes CeCe too far.
She better have a high threshold for pain, Joe.
Yeah, I was about to say that as she goes into the rear waist lock, and Camille using those powerful hips, able to transition into the wrist lock. And look at that, just adding more torque, more pain into the shoulder, but CeCe able to spring up. Can she get the reversal? She does, into the hammerlock, into the side headlock. Todd, this is good.
Sure is. Great wrestling, but getting a hold of that headlock and keeping it are two different propositions when you're in there with the Brick House, Camille. Look at CeCe, though, lowering her level, lowering her hips, and trying to maintain control.
How do you take down any Brick House brick by brick? But now Camille grounding CeCe Chanel. You said before, Todd, that Wow. Sending a message
Sending a message to me. I mean, she could hear me giving some props to CeCe Chanel here as she goes right back in with that chin lock. But look at the expression on Camille. She looks more frustrated than anything, TK.
Oh, she does. This is not a position that Camille is used to being in at the disadvantage. Works her way back up, and a wicked forearm there. It doesn't take a whole lot of strikes from Camille. Look out here. Gut wrench, suplex delivered, and you see the effects on Chanel.
And look at that. Camille able to get right to her feet, and Chanel might be regretting all that great wrestling that she was doing at the early goings of this matchup. But Camille, she's sizing her up. She might be looking for that big move. Ooh, huge splash into the corner.
And Alyssa, there's nowhere to go but down there. The turnbuckles absorbing that, and CeCe Chanel taking the full brunt of that charge.
CeCe Chanel is not in a very good place right now, and you can see she's kind of a little dazed, being now dragged to her feet by Camille.
Where's Camille going here? Trying to maybe get some leverage.
I don't know, but those were some really dirty kicks. And look at that, pulling her up by her hair. Wow, the viciousness of Camille. Oh, just tossing her like a sack of potatoes.
CeCe Chanel getting absolutely ragdoll. We talked about her kickboxing background. That pedigree has not come into play one iota in this matchup. She's getting absolutely mauled in there by Camille. Look out here.
Big steamroller. Plants her into the mat, goes in for the cover, picks her head up. Oh, she wants to inflict more pain, more punishment.
And honestly, Camille is usually someone just comes in to take care of business, but it seems she almost wants to play with CeCe Chanel a little more.
I think that she's upset that CeCe Chanel was able to out-wrestle her, if not momentarily. But look at this. Chanel able to land on her feet, ducks the big clothesline, and delivers an elbow of her own. Look at this. There's that kickboxing you were talking about.
You see the fire. Yeah, she's got to put together the strikes here, punches and bunches, trying to get Brick off balance. Look upstairs, downstairs, all points in between.
Wow, I don't think anyone's ever dropped her to a knee before. No one has ever dropped Camille to a knee. She is dazed.
Got to capitalize, though, if you're CC Chanel. She does.
Shining Wizard!
Wow.
This could be it, Joe. Unbelievable. Throw that O out the window. No, too much power.
Just a 1 count.
Even for a 1 count, has anyone had Camille's shoulders on the mat before?
This is incredible showing by CC Chanel. And Camille, able to catch the leg, delivers a knee to the midsection.
Just elite athleticism. Look at this. Oh, my goodness, the torque, the velocity on that swinging neck breaker. Chanel doesn't know which way is up right now, but she knows where the lights are. That's for sure.
That was a hurricane of aqua and neon green. That was absolutely... Oh, no, but now Camille...
Oh, my gosh, here we go. Camille sizing her up. She's looking for something big, and here it is, the spear! Spear by Camille! Cuts her in half! Count to 1,000,000. Camille wins.
Okay, gang, standing by here with Aaron Stevens. He's the NWA National Champion, and next week, it's you and Trevor Murdoch for this.
Pandemic unrest, killer hornets building nest. I did not start the fire, but I am going to put it out. 2020 has been crazy. Everyone's talking about the new normal. Let me tell you something that's not new, but still normal. I am still the most talented performer in professional wrestling today. I am still your NWA third-degree national champion, and I am still better than Trevor Murdoch. Trevor, last time we fought each other, you slammed me harder than I've ever been slammed in my career. You hit me harder than I've ever been hit in my life. Still standing. Next week here on Primetime Live, I am going to prove to you why you are not in my league, why you do not belong in the same ring as me, and why I am the best that professional wrestling has to offer. Why, you may ask? Because I'm this good, and I'm not even trying. See you next week, Trevor.
Next week for the National Championship, be there.
All right, wrestling fans, I've got a major announcement for our main event for next week. The NWA National Championship will be on the line. Aaron Stevens will have to defend his championship against the double tough Texan, Trevor Murdoch. He gets his shot at it. Boy, that was one of the biggest feuds that we saw on NWA Power, and it's coming right here to NWA Shockwave next week. And don't forget, folks, later on in our episode, our main event, the NWA World Women's Championship on the line. Priscilla Kelly taking on Thunder Rosa. But first, let's go to this huge matchup. Could steal the show, if you ask me. Eric Watts going up against, can we say it with me? Say it with me. Here we go. Eli Drake.
I heard what you said.
These two go way back.
All that noise. What'd you hear? All that noise. What'd you hear? Chirping. You like to chirp.
Well, I do like to chirp.
talk.
I do like to talk.
You like to talk. We'll see. All right. We'll see. We're going to see.
Well, I tell you what.
A little bit of a war of words here. Watts saying you like to talk. Eli Drake answering, I do like to talk. They're going to do their talking in the ring. There you see some sportsmanship. And they have a foundation of friendship and sportsmanship that might get thrown square out the window here. They go way back since the early days of championship wrestling from Hollywood.
You can hear the fans at home chanting for Watts. You got to believe.
Watts saying you can hear the fans at home chanting for me.
Watts.
But these two do go way back.
Watts.
And originally championship wrestling from Hollywood, Alyssa. Oh, do we hear him? Can you hear him at home?
I can hear them if they use the hashtag Primetime Live to tell us who they're rooting for.
There you go.
Eli Drake, am I right? Yeah. All right, so.
All right, here we go. These two circle, two big heavyweights. As I was going to mention, championship wrestling from Hollywood, its inception was known then as NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Both of these guys mixed it up with then World's Heavyweight Champion Scrap Iron Adam Pearce back in the day, but they never had a one-on-one contest. Of course, Watts still a big fixture in the United Wrestling Network, and Eli Drake, one of the top stars in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Now, Todd, they have, as you said, such a long history, friends for over 10 years, but collected in that ring is over 2 decades of experience. You've got to imagine that each one, even though Eli Drake said there were no hard feelings between them, each one is going to have to try and prove themselves to themselves, but also to the other.
Yep, friendly competition, but a huge opportunity for both. Obviously, Watts wants to skyrocket right back into championship contention. We saw the 10 pounds of gold on the line last week in our main event. Certainly both would love a shot at that. We saw the West Coast Pro title defended by Hammerstone as well. We'll see many championships from many promotions right here on Primetime Live.
Drake, yeah.
Eli Drake having a little fun in there.
Having a little fun. We hear the fans at home saying,
look,
yeah.
We're good, we're good. It's one for you, it's one for me.
You know, this almost reminds me, you know, the end of Rocky, when Rocky and Apollo, just two friends, like, we got to do it. You promise, ding, ding, and let's fight. Let's see who the better man is. Friendly competition. But both, oh, look at that, put on the brakes. And that might be the X factor in this matchup, Alyssa, the sheer power of Watts.
Eli Drake, his conditioning is impeccable. Watts, he has the power.
This is Watts.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Imitation, maybe not the sincerest form of flattery. This matchup is sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. So again, a huge matchup in terms of trying to be right in the top of contention. And both these guys are great veterans, great pros, and they know how dangerous their opponent is. You don't want to make a pivotal early mistake. Nice roll up here by Eli Drake, gets the big man down, but it's a tough proposition to keep the big man down for a 3 count.
That's absolutely true, and you got to wonder what's going through the head of Watts. Most recently, last time we saw him, he was storming out of the Ocean View Pavilion, looking in.
Come on, you're really gonna get hot about that. You're really gonna get hot about that.
Oh boy, this is starting to get personal.
Just like you. You kicked me in the face. Typical. You kicked me in the face. Yeah, no.
You know, Eli Drake said it himself, sometimes friends hit hardest. I think these two are going to find that out the hard way. Big shot by Watts, shoving him off now is Eli Drake. Watts in the driver's seat here, Alyssa. Look at the power.
Eli Drake slammed hard.
Big sidewalk slam. Watts showing why he was the Hollywood Heritage Champion for over 1 full career. Big follow-away slam, just launching Eli Drake through the air. And as you know, Alyssa, this ticket usually gets booked as a round trip. We'll see if Watts follows it up.
Come on, Eli.
Watts is just stalking Eli Drake at this point in the matchup.
What's up, Eli?
There's definitely a feeling that things are getting a little bit personal between these two longtime friends.
Opening up the offense now is Watts. Physical attack, verbal attack, wide open right hand by the big man. And I don't care if you are Eli Drake, I don't care who you are, you can't have too many of those. And Drake now starts to battle back.
Oh gosh, trying to cut off the air supply, the windpipe of Eli Drake is Watts.
Oh, here we go. It took a while. There was a little delay at the airport for the round trip, but there it is, the second big follow-away slam by the big man and Eli Drake. When is the last time you saw Drake manhandled like this as Watts goes for the victory and only comes up with 2?
That's a weird choice, Eli.
Eli Drake was talking earlier about a return to the old normal, returning to the prominence of Eli Drake, the prominence of the National Wrestling Alliance, but Eli Drake has really got to wrap his mind around how to get past Watts.
These two never faced over 10 years, and maybe if they had, and maybe if Watts had dominated, Watts would have gone on to superstardom. Watts would have gone on to world titles. Watts has always kind of had a chip on his shoulder, although he's held major titles in the United Wrestling Network. This is a huge showcase opportunity for the big man, and Eli Drake is showing what he's made of, though, surviving and weathering the storm, but he's got to do something to battle back.
Well, think about it, Todd. If you're a longtime friend, you're not thinking about, you're being supportive towards your friend.
Not inside Thunder Studios.
Not right now.
Not when the bell rings. Oh, don't tell me there's going to be a third. There is the trifecta, a painful trifecta for Eli Drake. This is turning into a nightmare for Drake, courtesy of Watts, who is in dominant control of this matchup. This is not what I expected.
Not what I expected either, Todd. But you've got to imagine that over the course of their long friendship, I don't know if maybe they never thought they'd ever come face to face on the inside of a ring. This is novel territory for both of them.
Well, that's what Primetime Live's all about. The best of the National Wrestling Alliance, the best of the United Wrestling Network, and promotions all around the world. Not where you want to be with Watts. Underneath a full mount where he can rain down the ground and pound. Watts has been measuring Drake. What do you think at this point Drake can do to try and improve his standing in this matchup, Alyssa?
Todd, Drake has to get some kind of momentum on his side. Oh my!
Did you hear that?
Lord.
That is not the kind of momentum we wanted, though, however.
No, not at all. That was a hard stop for Eli Drake, and gosh, you gotta wonder, did his shoulders just buckle underneath?
Listen, I know all too well it's pro wrestling cliche to say, the ring shifted, but we're sitting here right at ringside. The sound of that Irish whip just sounded ungodly, and the ring did move. And that just goes to show you the power that Watts has. And Eli Drake, I think the only thing keeping him up right now is the corner, but you can't sell Eli Drake short. We've seen him come from behind so many times and now starts to battle back. And as this thing goes into deep water, Alyssa, perhaps Eli Drake maybe will have the advantage because Watts is going for a sprint on him there.
Definitely true. Maybe if Eli Drake can just stay alive a little bit longer in this matchup and try and tire out Watts. That's the only thing that I can think, racking my brain, but I'm sure Eli Drake, the Defiant One, I'm sure he's got some kind of game plan going into this match.
Yeah, you play rope-a-dope with Watts, it's gonna be more rope and less a lot of dope here. And obviously Eli Drake, no hurry, charges, rockets out of the corner, and the big man is down and bewildered. And this might be a huge opportunity for Eli Drake to capitalize here, Alyssa.
Eli Drake quickly finding the strength to get to his feet, but no! Oh my God!
What a bang-bang play that was. Caught him into the overhead throw. Is that going to do it?
Oh, my God.
Watts would rather throw you than know you. Think about it. 3 following slams. Now that big over-the-head belly-to-belly. Usually Eli Drake is the powerhouse in any match he's in. He is not used to getting thrown around like this.
And Watts, if you look into the eyes of Watts, there is just such a fire. And you got to wonder if he is seeing maybe Ray Rosas in Eli Drake, someone that is standing between him and his title, something that's standing between him and the prestige. And we want to hear from the fans at home using hashtag #PrimetimeLive to tell us who you think is coming out of this match alive.
Well, usually Watts was always uber confident. He was always cool, calm, and collected because he was on the top of the food chain. But that's not the case since losing that Heritage title. You mentioned storming out of the Ocean View Pavilion. We haven't seen him in weeks. Friends have been trying to get a hold of him. Eli Drake gets caught like a baby, gonna get maybe put down for a 3-second nap, 4th follow-away slam. Dominant performance, career-making performance perhaps by Watts if he can finish the deal.
But is there a certain,
Big head scissors takedown there by Eli Drake. Desperation move. Eli Drake, Alyssa, is going to have to dig deep into his playbook.
Eli Drake is going to have to dig deep into his playbook to get onto his feet.
Double count here. I mean, this thing has been hard hitting since the opening bell. These two big guys, absolute decleaters, just taking each other off their feet. Who wants it more? It looks like Eli Drake, maybe getting his second win here, gets back to his feet first after that head scissors takedown. And he's quicker to the punch right now than the big man.
Eli Drake almost able to suss out the strikes from Watts. Good counter from Watts. Eli Drake over the top.
Nice balance there by Eli Drake. Look at the charge. Oh my God. Athleticism. Timber cuts down the giant Sequoia there. Wow.
But did Eli Drake just take all the wind out of his own sails with that? Able to duck the clothesline? Leg sweep from Eli Drake.
Takes him down, side Russian leg sweep. We mentioned earlier that Eli Drake's not used to getting thrown around. I guarantee you, the big man Watts is not getting used to getting taken off his feet with a single shot like that flying clothesline off the ramp. Athleticism, Eli Drake catches him with the power slam. Is that gonna do it? My gosh, Herculean effort by both.
Who in the world power slams Watts? I can't wrap my mind around it. I'm sure Watts is shaking as well.
3 words for you. Eli Drake, that's who. Unbelievable. Used the momentum. A true pro. Got the big man rocking and rolling, charging out of the corner. Took him up and over. Got full rotation. I mean, Watts is damn near 7 feet tall. I mean, it just almost didn't look humanly possible to execute that move, but Eli Drake found a way.
Eli Drake found a way because he's been 8 months on the sidelines. He's been locked down. He has all this pent-up energy that he is now expounding on Watts.
You mentioned it. Eli Drake taking it back to the old school, as he said. And this has been the tenacity of the old Eli Drake, that never say die. Uh-oh, got caught there. got throttled by the big man. Eli Drake was trying to keep that momentum going with the athleticism, able to break the grasp. What a battle. Toss fight indeed. Huge boot.
Oh my gosh.
Lights have got to be out, and he's not done. Doesn't even elect to go for the cover there, Alyssa. Going to keep things going. Uh-oh. You may dispense with the pleasant.
Oh my gosh. That's
Forced by Darth Watts. It almost sends him to the Death Star. How did he get out of that?
Ooh, I'm flabbergasted at the fact that Eli Drake just kicked out after a choke force straight to the mat. Watts asking him why. Why did he kick out?
Well, a little talking there. Nobody gets out of that. You talked about it earlier. Who power slams Watts? Eli Drake. Who can kick out of the choke? Back and forth. We've been asking this entire match because we are absolutely astonished at the power and athleticism of these two great heavyweights. The answer is Watts and the answer is Eli Drake. They haven't gone at it for 10 years, but this is one hell of a fun fight to watch. Unbelievable. Eli Drake, though, is in big trouble here. You know, he did kick out, but was that last-ditch effort?
Was that all that was left in the tank of Eli Drake? Eli Drake looks like just a pile of bricks, barely movable.
The referee checking with him there because he's got to be able to intelligently defend himself. The referee could elect to call for a TKO here if Watts is unable to continue. Eli Drake, rather, is unable to continue. Drake just trying to pull, Watts trying to pull him off the mat here. Drake is just completely lifeless.
Now Watts adding an extra bit of mockery, literal insult to injury. Watts just biding his time.
Well, and I think, there is, I was going to say there is friendship. Maybe he doesn't want to, to pile on if Eli Drake is hurt, but that sign. No, he's not doing this.
Watts is calling for his music. This is shades of squash god Watts with that confidence.
Yep, he would get confidence. He would call a shot. But there it is, the gravy train pulling into the station out of nowhere. Wow.
Here is your winner, Eli Drake.
Okay, gang, standing by here with Priscilla Kelly, and you have a big matchup coming up. Main event, NWA World's Ladies Championship against Thunder Rosa.
No, I've said it already, and I'll say it again. I spent 6 months of my career in Atlanta, Georgia, training, waiting for my matches to come back, waiting for the opportunities to come back to me and reel in. And it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. It hasn't always been training and motivation. I've spent so many nights crying my eyes out, not knowing if my career was gonna return, not knowing if when I did return, if I was gonna have any meaning because of all the time that I'd sat by myself. So tonight, everything is on the line, and I will stop at nothing for that championship.
All right, wrestling fans, I am still feeling the electricity on this episode of NWA Shockwave. Once again, thanks for watching us either Mondays on our Patreon or a day later on YouTube, when it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The NWA World Women's Championship on the line. Priscilla Kelly taking on La Mera Mera Thunder Rosa. Let's go.
NWA Women's World Championship on the line. You almost have to check your stats to believe this. This is the third title defense in 6 days for the champion, Thunder Rosa.
You gotta wonder, Todd, if that rigorous schedule might get to Thunder Rosa at all, but she looks fresh out the gate, ready to go against Priscilla Kelly.
Attempted strike there early by the challenger, now full mount. You talked about that MMA background of Thunder Rosa. She's competed in the squared circle and in the cage as well. But nice reversal, working on MMA as well, has been the challenger. Out of the scramble, we'll see who gets the better of this, champ or challenger. And right now, the champion trying to lock up and out of the frying pan into the fire for the challenger, eating these big elbow shots. But nice counter there, going up top.
Now manipulating the bot. Oh, but Thunder Rosa with a quick hair pull. Any means necessary. Now, usually you'd see those kind of mind games from Priscilla Kelly. Priscilla Kelly known to go to any lengths that she needs to put away a competitor.
Thunder Rosa won the title back in January on pay-per-view at NWA Hard Times. Armbar Fujiwara attempt now for Priscilla Kelly. Rolling and alleviating the pressure was the champion. North-south position now, where the champion can control the neck. Where the head goes, the body goes. But nice reversal, back and forth. It's been very even Steven in the grappling in the opening minutes of this championship clash. Nice takedown there.
Priscilla Kelly out to prove that 6 months off the shelf of wrestling, she's been honing her skills and even working on her endurance.
Look out here, nasty single leg crab though. And making her think about it. You know, you might try and roll, you might try and power out, but now you got to think about these strikes as well if you're Priscilla Kelly. So again, double jeopardy. They won the title at Hard Times, defeated Allison. They won the subsequent rematch as well. Did Thunder Rosa, but now perhaps a Boston crab the other way. Anything I can do better, and I'll add a leg in the process. Double crab by Priscilla Kelly.
You can see Priscilla Kelly she was deep into that double leg Boston crab.
Shots from her back here. Look at sea legs. Does the champion single leg catch? Drops the leg now where she can work on a lot of body parts here. The ankle, you can see she's got the brass there. Priscilla Kelly's got the ropes. Referee will break it.
Priscilla Kelly, you can see the determination. You can see the intensity in the eyes of both competitors. La Mera Mera isn't letting go of that title. Priscilla Kelly is out for blood.
And the title of La Mera Mera as well translates, to boss, and she has been the boss of, pretty much every women's division as of late. It's up and over. The quickness of the team. Beautiful tight arm drag there. Follows it up nicely. And again, this is where you might see the effects of being out of the ring for several months in terms of real competition, because no matter who you're in there training with, nobody hits like the champion, Thunder Rosa.
No one hits like Thunder Rosa. And there's nothing to replicate this feeling. Thunder Rosa, it never stopped. Thunder Rosa kept herself fresh and, like you said, embarked on a rather rigorous schedule.
Trying to create distance here. Nice knee right up the middle. Minor Rocket champion, history to be made. Gonna have a little bit lighter luggage on her way to Jacksonville tomorrow. Nobody up for that. Still got her faculties. Does the champion back before that? Upstairs again. Rocks the champion again for the second straight time in about a minute here, Alyssa.
Priscilla Kelly, if you've watched any matches of Priscilla Kelly, you know that she's not above biting, clawing, scratching her way. But she even said, Thunder Rosa can do all of that to her and she will not stay down. Here we see Priscilla Kelly has the advantage over the champion.
I hearken back to the point that you made, and it was a valid point though. The hellacious schedule of the champion Thunder Rosa might make her right for the picking for Hell's favorite harlot. We might see history made. 2 title defenses in 6 days, and now the challenger making her pay the price. When we think of the flights, the travel, the media, the interviews, on top of all the top opponents and matches, big drop kick there, and Priscilla Kelly put a bullseye on the back of the champion, now puts her back to the mat and almost puts her away.
Priscilla Kelly, not only is she coming into this matchup rather fresh, but she's also been training this entire time. This is a young woman who's been around the entire world. 3 tours of Japan. She's toured England and Germany, Priscilla Kelly. She's picked up so much and honed her skills along the way. 6 months off from her career, and she's still been working hard. She is a very viable competitor for the NWA World Women's Championship.
Proof is in the pudding right now. She's in the driver's seat, is the challenger, Priscilla Kelly, taking the champion to the outside. Got to be careful here, though, again. Sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, the title can only change hands in the ring by pinfall or submission. You got to think that the challenger, Priscilla Kelly, is going to do her damage, but she's always got to be leery of the count.
Leery of the count. She's got to maintain that awareness, but Priscilla Kelly is going to miss an opportunity for a chop like that, but Thunder Rosa quick to answer. Oh.
Not too many people taking a number to get in a stand-up war to go toe-to-toe with La Mera Mera. Now using the post. We saw that this was a very useful weapon for Monroe last week to neutralize Camille and get the upper hand, at least for a time, until Camille ultimately hit that spear. And that was an impressive victory in the NWA Women's Division by the Brick House just last week on Primetime Live.
You never know what you're going to see on Primetime Live. You got to to tune in for the action. Be sure you're using the hashtag #PrimetimeLive as we are in the thick of this NWA Women's World Championship match.
Nasty shot into the steps there for the challenger, feeling the effects. Destruction tour, I guess. The champion trying to absolutely destroy the challenger, Priscilla Kelly. Now, big shot. That is putting deposits into that pain bag. You hit that hamstring early in the match, that's going to cause a lot of problems.
And that thunderous blow between the shoulder blades, driving all of the air out of the lungs of Priscilla Kelly.
Back in the ring. Let's get it back in the ring.
Kelly able to reverse, thwacking the dome of Thunder Rosa right on the apron.
Double chop. The official allowing some leniency because when you have such a prestigious title on the line, last week we had the 10 pounds of gold, this week the NWA Women's World title. We want to see this thing go to a finish. Look out here, thought better of it. And now a jumping kick there by Priscilla Kelly. Called the audible. I think the champion was trying to set her feet to take on a suicide dive, but ate a big kick as a changeup. Nice changeup pitch by the challenger. Into the cover now, looking to put away. Close call.
The versatility of Priscilla Kelly, able to change on the fly, that's something that a fresh, composed competitor does. Now, Thunder Rosa maybe being a little bit more tired after going through all these title defenses. Maybe that's a kind of mind frame she wasn't in.
Well, it's got to be hard to game plan. I mean, when you're defending the title so much, she had to prepare. Oh, axe kick now coming down there by Priscilla Kelly. She had to prepare for Eva Lee. She had to prepare for the American Kaiju. Now she had to try and prepare a strategy for Priscilla Kelly, who has been changing up her offense in this 6 months of training. It makes it very tough for the champion. Look out here. Blood rushing to the head. Oh, out the back door. Thunder Rosa, nice counter. Drives the elbow down, plus all the body weight. Impact move into the cover. Looking to get away and retain. Not yet.
And Thunder Rosa is someone that, of course, she's a smart competitor. She wants to prepare, like you said, for every opponent. There's nothing really for Thunder Rosa to prepare for Priscilla Kelly. She had one other match against Chris Dickinson most recently, and what kind of idea can she get of Priscilla Kelly as a competitor? So Thunder Rosa is really doing a great job of shifting the tides and working against Priscilla Kelly.
Yeah, but big credit to the champion as well, who has found a way to fight back into this thing, now using her environment to her benefit. Oh, nasty shot. A little bit of a payback for that kick we saw from Priscilla Kelly on the outside. Now Thunder Rosa delivering the damage into the cover. Deep hook of the leg. Closer and closer. Wow, what a fight we've got in our main event with the NWA Women's World title hanging in the balance.
Not even a lick of unsureness on the face of Thunder Rosa. Just ever more focused. You can see just the fury on the face of Thunder Rosa as she now stalks Priscilla Kelly.
Destruction Tour is aptly named. That's looking what she's trying to do. Destroy anybody that tries to come and claim what's hers. The NWA Women's World title. Dragon Sleeper now applied. Again, we've got those MMA expertise. Thunder Rosa can hit you from all angles. She's got high impact like the Thunder Driver, the double stomp, but submission skills as well. Again, has trained extensively with Brazilian top team in San Antonio, Texas. Nasty elbows into the cover, trying to put her away with strikes, and now transitions. You never know where she's going to hit you from.
You never know where Thunder Rosa is going to strike from, but Priscilla Kelly also said, when it's harder, you never know what you're going to get. And I don't know if Thunder Rosa's expecting Priscilla Kelly to already submit.
Not when so much is on the line. I mean, you saw it last week. So much on the line for Mike Bennett. He passed out to the Kingsland Cloverleaf. He never tapped. When you have a beautiful cover, scissors, but cuts her off immediately, does Thunder Rosa. Just when you think you got a light at the end of the tunnel with the champion, it's a quick trip away in the form of La Mera Mera.
Priscilla Kelly taking a big chop from Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa was doing damage to her hand with the velocity of that strike.
Now just trying to sap all the strength. Sleeper, variation of rear naked choke. He's got the back of the challenger. And the champion could certainly put Priscilla Kelly away with this, especially with all the damage. If she can get the hooks in, which she does, this is big-time jeopardy for the challenger now, Alyssa.
And is this where the road ends for Priscilla Kelly? Is this where Thunder Rosa walks out still the NWA World Women's Champion?
She might be out here. She might be out. Hard pressed to fight. She's trying to bridge up though. So into a cover, shifted the weight, heads up move, and forced the champion to break that rear naked, because I don't think she would have otherwise.
Thunder Rosa does anything she doesn't want to do. Even when our official was trying to get her back in the ring, she said, "Don't you worry, I'll get in."
Wow.
Thunder Rosa is a woman in charge, and she empowers other women to be in charge.
Just you heard what they said, but now look at this. An armbar submission attempt the other way. We saw what happens when you get overconfident early with Watts, and now you gotta believe and love the resiliency of the challenger. Just when you don't have it the other way, both have escaped submissions with a pin attempt. Maybe a heel hook here for the champion, and Priscilla Kelly in a bad way again. But one thing is consistent in this matchup, as she strikes now, nasty strikes by the challenger. She is showing a ton of heart and resilience.
And think about the fact that Thunder Rosa has been competing in matches where Priscilla Kelly has not. There's turner's down to retain. But a switch. Priscilla Kelly.
And forward within an eyelash. He's going to get the best out of the scramble, and now again.
Oh my God.
Deep grab here, sitting on the lower back.
Look at the pain, the anguish of Priscilla Kelly.
Oh, this is one nasty. Time might be running out. You got the pendulum on the clock right here. Look at this pendulum submission, and just drops the challenger like yesterday's news.
Unceremoniously dropped right in the mush.
But continues to fight.
Wow.
What is keeping the challenger going? A hell of a lot of training in her basement. You see that, the tattoo of the rose. She says the thorns because she had a rough childhood. The ugliness, the thorns, and it blooms into a rose. And her career might bloom in a big way if she makes history and becomes the NWA Women's World Champion. And she continues to fight, continues to battle back.
Priscilla Kelly told me earlier, she said, when you lose wrestling and you come back with nothing to expect, you have nothing to lose. This is a woman with nothing to lose and everything to gain as she could walk away. No.
Thunder Rosa, the eyes were looking strange there. Thunder Rosa got rocked, and she's gotten rocked a few times throughout that match. Credit to the challenger, and there was a lot of urgency there with the striking, the immediate cover, because everything's on the line. As Priscilla Kelly said earlier, after all this time off, winning this title, winning this match against the hottest star in all of pro wrestling, instant relevancy, instant fame, and Priscilla Kelly has said she's become somewhat of a fame monster.
And there was absolutely the sadness and the desperation, wondering if Priscilla Kelly, if her career would even have meaning after all this time away. It would give it meaning if she could walk away the NWA Women's Champion. But Thunder Rosa, not too keen to make that happen with double knees to the challenger.
After that clothesline, after that freight train clothesline in the corner, then the double shotgun knee, vicious drop kick. And I'll tell you what, she goes for the cover here. She might get it after that flurry of strikes, onslaught by the champion. You know, Thunder Rosa is billed from the graveyards of Tijuana, but she hits people like she wants to send her opponents there. Thunder Rosa hits with bad intentions.
She certainly does. But Priscilla Kelly, with all the bad intentions in the world, still managing to fight through, still managing to block the strike from the champion. Priscilla Kelly, it means too much to, as you say, gain that notoriety once more when her career was in flux. And imagine being the NWA Women's Champion after tonight.
Nice counter neck breaker by the champion. Challenger was looking for that full Nelson suplex that she calls crippling depression, and that might be what it'll be if she can't capitalize and win the title here, because she has put up one hell of a fight. She's done everything but beat the champion, but the same can be said for champion to challenger. This has been one hell of a fight.
And think about how long these two women have been just beating the hell out of one another. The endurance is such a factor in this game, and the winner is going to be whoever can keep their strength up the longest.
Boy, we saw how dangerous this ramp could be last week. Look out here, now using the ropes on the outside. Maybe a variation of the octopus stretch here. Oh no! Use the momentum, but you can't put it away on the floor here, Alyssa.
You can't. There's all of the strain going to the shoulder of Thunder Rosa. Even if Thunder Rosa were to tap, it wouldn't count for anything. It wouldn't be a victory. But is she doing enough damage, Priscilla Kelly, to the?
No, look at this though. The counter. You got to be careful here. Into a fireman's carry. Oh, look at this Death Valley driver by the champion. Trying to send Hell's favorite harlot right back home in the depths.
Priscilla Kelly looks like she is in La La Land right now. But Thunder Rosa not in any way to capitalize. Trying to muster up some strength, some inhuman strength from the graveyards of Tijuana, from her heritage, from her family that she pays homage to with the paint on her face. If she can muster up some strength.
Come on, get it inside. As she hits the ramp here, you can almost, here you see it, that Death Valley driver on the ramp, and you mentioned the eyes immediately were glazed over of Priscilla Kelly, the challenger.
Priscilla Kelly still not all there as Thunder Rosa makes the cover. Turn, no!
She won't go away. She just continues to resurrect herself. Does Hell's favorite harlot. I mean, what could she possibly have left? This is unbelievable. You almost had to have made a deal with the devil to survive everything that Thunder Rosa has thrown at her.
You know, Priscilla Kelly once said that she got into wrestling to release some of her inner demons, but I gotta believe that some of these demons might have taken over, because this is just otherworldly.
It truly is. I mean, what a testament to both great fighters, both great competitors. They continue to fight on. This thing, you know, has gone well over the 20-minute mark. They continue to battle. And now saying it's the beginning of the end. Maybe Thunder Driver.
Oh no! But Priscilla Kelly dumps Thunder Rosa back. Goes for the cover to be the NWA Women's Champion.
A fraction of a second away from making history and dethroning the dominant champion. Hit that big suplex variation of her crippling depression and almost got it done. I'll tell you, we're going to take a look at that. I mean, this has been a human highlight reel. Nasty suplex, just folded the champ in half, and yet not enough. Not yet.
Not enough. The prestige of the NWA Women's Championship just means too much to Thunder Rosa. Priscilla Kelly said that she has gone through hell and back to be in this main event title match, but Thunder Rosa is putting her through serious hell right now.
Yeah, and vice versa. I mean, that suplex didn't feel good for the champion and almost enough to make history. I don't know that very few have been able to take the fight back to La Maramara the way that Priscilla Kelly has done. I know, she's done controversial things throughout her career, but nobody watching this match could possibly have anything but the utmost respect for the skills and heart of the challenger as well as the champion.
And that's the thing. The controversial things that Priscilla Kelly has done in her matches, you don't see that here. There is a tone that is so serious, so laser focused in Priscilla Kelly. There's no room for games. It is all fire, all fury if she wants to walk out of here the NWA Women's Champion.
Well, speaking of fury, really accelerating into that forearm strike there was the champion, and winding up, digging down deep, throwing the high heat across the plate was the challenger. Flying knee, and the knees go limp there. Can the champion capitalize? No, eats a shot of her own. Oh, here we go. It is crippling depression. This one with the bridge. Oh, history.
My God.
Almost made. My goodness.
Todd, my heart was in my throat. I can only imagine what is going through the mind of Priscilla Kelly. Look at that, the sorrow, the anguish. She's got to maintain that focus, though, if she wants to stay alive in this match. And she wants to claim that championship.
No question. You could see distraught, thought it was 3, but now the champion was lifeless there momentarily, just now starting to stir. If you're Priscilla Kelly, you gotta capitalize. Is now this is what she was working on. Gonna transfer to submission here. Can La Maramara survive this after everything she's endured after all the title defenses and one hellacious fight here. Counters to the cover.
Oh, but Priscilla Kelly right back in. Now resting on the chest, the abdomen, and just prying back that shoulder.
Stealing a page. We saw it earlier in the matchup. It was a submission attempt for Thunder Rosa and continuing with the strikes at the same time. Now for the challenger, and again, a counter much like we saw on the ramp. A lot of power. A lot of power into a nasty Samoan drop.
Oh my God, Thunder Rosa cover on Priscilla Kelly to retain her championship.
They have spent everything. I gotta think. You know, the lactic acid creeping into those muscles. I mean, Gorilla Monsoon, late great Gorilla Monsoon would always say adrenaline can do wonders. These two great competitors have got to absolutely be running on fumes at this point in the matchup.
All that's keeping these competitors alive is that prestigious title, the NWA World Women's Championship. That's all. Because what can be left? They've expanded everything on one another, but still, the chops, the strikes, this crazy back and forth offense.
Well, it's fitting that you said that it's inhuman, because when you're an NWA World Champion, it truly is wrestling immortality, and that's what both champion and challenger are battling for here. The ultimate prize is on the line. Who wants it more? I mean, just could barely stand, let alone dish out more punishment. Another knee by the champion. Now this time picks up the momentum, and immediately, Hell's favorite Harlot resurrects herself again. Oh, looking for it. There it is. Thunder Driver on the money, center of the ring, and finally puts her away. Wow.
All right, wrestling fans, thanks for joining us for this episode of NWA Shockwave. I've got some more major announcements about what you'll see next week. Former NWA World Women's Champion Allison Kay, she is in action taking on Nicole Savoy. We're also going to see a new tag team form. Watts, he's tagging with Pope to take on the NWA National Champion Zicky Dice with a mystery tag team partner. And once again, the big money main event for episode 3. Trevor Murdoch gets his shot at the NWA National Championship as he takes on our third-degree national champion, Aaron Stevens. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week.